Good afternoon. This is Dr. Sims. I pray that you guys are having a great morning or afternoon. And I just pray that today is a great day for you holistically. Today we're going to be talking about our options. What are our options? Because many times we feel as though we run into these dead ends, or we lose, or we're having down seasons whenever we feel as though we've run out of options. And many times when you feel as though you run out of options, we begin to become impulsive and make decisions out of impulse, fear, and panic, rather than making sound decisions, because we feel as though we don't have any options. Many times when you have the feeling that you've run out of options, you end up making decisions that ultimately hurt you in the future, because it wasn't a sound decision. It was a decision that was founded out of fear or panic, or what we call a lack of options. Well, let me tell you this. The word option, it merely means one's right to choose. It's your right to choose or to make a choice. And as long as you're alive, you have the right to make choices. You can make choices for every area of your life. And the concept or the idea of running out of options really doesn't exist. Because as long as your brain is functioning and you're able to think, you have options. See, because it's through the power of options that we choose our thoughts. We're not chosen by our thoughts, but rather we choose them. You don't have to worry about the things you worry about. You have options. You can choose not to think on those things. And if you choose other thoughts instead of the thoughts that weigh you down and burden you down, you'll see that you'll be lifted. Your life will become a lot lighter, and you'll be a little bit more free to move around the days of your weeks, and the weeks of your months, and the months of your year. But you have to take advantage of the options that you have to choose your thoughts. You cannot choose the way anybody else think. You cannot choose the way anyone else think about you. But you can choose the way you think, and the way you think about others and other things. You could choose your thoughts. You could choose to think of your job as a burden. You could choose to think of it as tormenting, as slavery. Or you could choose to think of it as an avenue or an interstate or a frontage road to fulfilling your dreams and meeting your financial goals. You could choose to see your life not as one that is kind of muddy or just with stuff, because we all have stuff in our lives, and that's what we call it, stuff, because we don't have the courage or the guts to really identify it. We just call it stuff. Well, you can choose to change the way you see your stuff. You can choose to rid yourself of some of your stuff. But it all comes through the power of options and one's right and authority to choose. Take advantage of your ability to choose. For there are those who, through medical conditions and accidents, incidents, their ability to function mentally have been taken, and they don't have the options to choose or make decisions for their lives. But you do. And as long as you have it, you should use and take advantage of the options that you have. So the question is, Dr. Sims, what are my options? The answer to your question is, your options are limitless. Your options are any and everything that is encompassed or encapsulated by all things. You can think any thought you want to right now, and you choose what thoughts you're going to think. You could think out your day. Think out your day. And by that I mean, you could take the option to make sure that your day is what comes out of your thoughts, and not your thoughts are coming out of your day. Many times we get our thoughts from our days or our experience. But you think out your thoughts and you think out your experience so that you won't experience or encounter anything that you haven't thought first. You know, in the scriptures, there's one particular verse that says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. In other words, as you think out these thoughts, you will become the thoughts that you're thinking out, or the thoughts themselves will become. So, you know, you have to make sure that you're being careful at what you're giving thought to, and make sure that you're not allowing thoughts to be given to you. That's a no-no. In other words, you could have people that will give you thoughts, or experiences that will give you thoughts that could ultimately work against you. So make sure that you're choosing your thoughts. Those are your options. You have the option to choose your very next thought. You have the option to think out your day. That's an option. You have an option to think out your year or your next season. Think it out. Think it out. Work it out in your mind. Look at your options. You could either remain the same or you can change. That's an option. You can either increase financially or stay in the same financial bracket you're in. That's an option. You could stay where you are in a workforce and in a career field that you're not satisfied with, or else you could pursue to make a transition in your professional career and become something different in some work in another career field. You could choose to be the same you, but you have the option to become a better you. And remember, just because you can do better didn't mean that you didn't do good. Just because you do good don't mean you can't do better. So you have the option to become a better you. You can become a better you, a stronger you, a more sound and sober you. But it's going to come through the power of taking your options to choose your thoughts. You will never run out of options, because you could choose every thought that you have. You choose it. You're not chosen by your thoughts. You choose your thoughts. Ideas come to you, but thoughts, you choose them. An idea can bring you knowledge, but a thought is always based upon prior knowledge, which means the things that you think about, you already know about those things before you think those thoughts. Thoughts are knowledge that you already possess. So if you can think it, you already know it. And if you already know it 9 times out of 10, you'll know how to make it happen. You'll know how to make it come to pass. You'll know what it takes. So know what you know, and then think what you know. Think it out. Think it out. Make your day beautiful. Make the landscape of your life beautiful. You can give it a Caribbean view, a Caribbean backdrop is what I'm trying to say. A Caribbean backdrop. Make it beautiful. Make it look like a vacation resort, so that you won't mind waking up and entering into your life anymore. That's an option. That's an option for you. To live a life that you desire, that's an option. You also have the option to live your own life. You don't have to live the life that everyone expects you to live. You don't have to live the life that you lived before. You don't have to live the life that have been implied by your circumstances, your seasons, and your experiences. You have the option to live your own life. And if you don't know what that life is, you have the option to create a new life for you to live right now, today, starting right now at this moment. While you're watching this video, you have that option. Again, I pray that you have a great day. This is Dr. Sims with L.Y.O.L Life Coaching. I'll talk to you again soon. Godspeed.